That would be me.
Look who we're hanging with.
Jason David Frank.
Boom shakalaka.
Please do not change channel.
Welcome back. Thanks for logging on and tuning in. If you haven't already, hit that like button and subscribe. That way you can keep coming back over and over to hang with us and our wonderfully talented and creative guests in the arts and entertainment world. I'm Allyson Murray, and right now we are hanging at the Foothills Arts Center in Oneonta, New York at the second annual AuthorCon and Paranormal Horror Festival, hosted by Tiffany Ray, DTM Wicked Radio, and Denny Gager. We're hanging with podcast host and entrepreneur Tyger Smith and his co-host Cookie. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you.
Now Tyger's been on, it was on 2 years ago.
Yes, I was on here with Dan Macchio.
Yes.
That was a long time ago.
Long time ago.
It was a fundraiser, wasn't it? It was for
HeroCon in Utica.
Yes, the Utica Children's Museum. That's what we did, yeah.
So what have you been doing in 2 years? A lot of stuff.
Has it really been 2 years? It does not feel like it's been 2 years. Well, then it means that I haven't stopped moving. We're still doing the podcast on iHeartRadio and iTunes and stuff. It's hashtag TakeItDeep podcast. Also, uWcForLife.com actually launched. Okay, that's what's different.
Okay.
So it's UWC, the number 4 life.com.
Okay.
It's literally as it says, UWC for life.
On there we have the history of the different matches that my group have had. So you can watch wrestling matches on there. We have a cooking show. It's called Cooking with the Cartel. Cookie herself, yeah, she does a blog. We talk about different subject matter. It's not like all wrestling, because I mean, yeah, wrestling was the main catalyst in the beginning, but it's evolved. It's evolved. Yeah. I mean, we talk about everything.
News, celebrity news, personal stuff.
I love Trump.
Oh, jeez.
I said it, and I mean it.
Oh, no.
I voted for you.
And it's okay to have different views than other people, because I clearly don't agree with this one over here.
Okay. I was just going to say, so tell us about your podcast.
Okay. Well, it's
what kind of topics?
It is. Yeah, it's everything.
Yeah,
everything. Nothing is too taboo. I mean, we talk about it all. I mean, we're not just trying to do a shock jock sort of thing. That's no. Yeah. It's always been on the basis of us just having a conversation. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes we get a couple drinks in us. Sometimes we don't. You know, it depends on subject matter. We have different guests on. I mean, we've had so many. Yes.
Nice. Kind of like us.
All different genres.
Yeah.
You moved to Florida?
I want to.
Oh, I heard you moved to Florida.
I know.
I'm not stalking you. She didn't know that.
I did. I posted I moved to Florida. It's on my
don't do that.
wish list.
Hurricanes.
That's what, well, you know, then they're like, well, who's going to cover New York if you come to Florida, you know? So, you know, I guess I got to stay.
So what have you guys been doing here? I mean, have you gotten a lot of good interviews?
Oh, my God. We've been so busy.
Have you?
Yes. We go all over. Sometimes Harry gets a little annoyed that I go 3 hours for a 10-minute interview, but I will.
Do you guys need another correspondent?
I will. Possibly.
I would love to work with you.
Really?
I would. I would love to
Tiger.
I'm putting it out there.
You're awesome. Okay, you hear that, GW?
I know 1 or 2 people.
So what is the most difficult process or part of maintaining your podcast?
Oh, what I was saying before, or should I say that? Let's pretend I didn't.
That's okay.
That. Leave this in. That's the best part about podcasting.
That's
when people
right.
Fuck up. Can I curse? I don't even know if I can. All right, yeah. No, it's just maintaining motivation and doing it.
Yeah.
That's the big one, is because some days you're just like, I don't feel like doing it. And some days we don't. And what sucks is the platform that I'm on, if we don't do it consistently within a time period, we have a chance of getting kicked off iHeartRadio. So we gotta put out put out content always.
Always.
So that's why randomly, if you get that random 5-minute podcast, that's probably why somebody did a small one.
Oh boy.
I just gave away a secret.
So what's the craziest thing that's happened to you on your show? Anything?
Craziest thing.
Fun, crazy, unexpected.
Well, I had this 2-part podcast with 2 of my sisters. They're half-sisters. Where I found out on the air that they had, I guess, what are they called? They're like Snapchats that you can pay for, or Instagrams you can pay for.
Oh.
Where they're like sex workers or something. And I'm like, what? What?
Oh my God.
And they're like, yeah, you know how to do it. And then they start plugging their shit. Like, and I'm like, what just happened? What?
Oh,
you know, my sisters are beautiful. They're beautiful in their own right, but they're fucking nuts. And
yes, they are.
So, yeah, so they did that.
Wow.
And you know, I think it was my own fault because I had pulled out a bottle of 151. They don't drink that stuff. So I decided it's a good idea. Let's start drinking brothers drink. And by the end of the podcast, it was just very uncomfortable and weird. And then they went outside, and one of them fell and busted her mouth open, and the other one started laughing. So the one who fell started spitting blood into her car, and then they got into a fist fight in front of my house.
Oh, wow.
My neighbors were like, what is going on? And then I live in a suburban neighborhood, so they were all like, what did you bring to our neighborhood? And I'm like, that was crazy.
That is so funny. I thought our show was nuts with me on it. Wow. So depending on your subject, do you have to do a lot of research for your show?
That's where I come in. Anytime any research needs to be done or anything like that, whether it's news for celebrities, world news, anything like that, or just looking up information on our guest, it all comes to me.
The cookie sheet.
Beautiful, yes.
I can't. I have ADD, okay, so, or ADHD, I don't even know what they call it anymore. So me writing a script down, or you know, because you guys are very prepared. You guys are very prepared, and you have your shit together.
Tyger.
I don't, and it's like, I find that people are, they're entertained by that, but at the same time, at my own fault, I find myself in a position where I don't know all the stuff that I should know about somebody. And that's where she comes in. So she's my safety net.
Yeah, there you are. You're the right-hand girl over here.
Yes, I am.
Yes,
It
takes a woman to keep a man in line.
Oh, here we go. We're not doing that crap.
It is the truth.
Freaking feminist crap. I'm not into it.
So do you choose subjects that you want to talk about, or do you choose subjects maybe based on the intended audience?
Both. I mean, I always put it out there. I always give people the option. Not people don't always choose. So then I'll say to Cookie or to Machi or whoever's on the podcast, what do you want to talk about? You know, because I'll have an idea of something, but it's usually what they bring to me, where Machio will be like with nerd news, where he'll have all this stuff, and he'll be like, hey, I want to talk about that. All right, cool. Fucking talk about it.
All
you know, like, it's the same thing with Cookie. If she's like, oh,
Ariana Grande's engagement ring, how much
whatever.
it cost?
You know, and then it becomes, just like I said before, where it becomes this conversation, normal conversation, where she'll have her information, and she'll talk about stuff, and I'll engage with her because I won't know shit about it, and she'll actually educate me and the listening audience that don't know, well, this is why this happened. And I mean, it should be like that.
That's nice. That is.
So.
That's teamwork.
Yes.
That's beautiful. So, what's a typical show like? Do you keep it light? Do you know, is it, you know, well, we know how we started our show today. So is it like a light feeling, and you know, it's not real political?
It depends on. Oh no, it gets political at times.
Yeah.
Depending on the subject, it depends on the subject matter of the day. Like if it's something happens and I agree or disagree with it, it'll come out. It'll come out, and then you know other people's opinions will also surface.
Like the very first show I did with him.
Oh.
Yeah.
So, yeah, well, no, and you know, healthy debate is what keeps us above all the other countries.
Yes.
Because we can have that. Because the other countries you go to, you have this healthy debate, somebody gets thrown off the top of a building. True story. Anyway.
You don't have to be disrespectful when you debate. Just be an adult about it and
be able to listen to both sides. I mean, you're going to formulate an opinion by the end. Your opinion might change. You know, my opinion has been changed a couple times. Where I'll go in with one mindset and I'm like, well, I don't like this because of X, Y, Z, and then someone will be like, but did you know? And then they'll put it out, and we'll go back a little, you know, and then I'll walk away with some knowledge I didn't have, and I think that's healthy, and I think everybody should do that.
That's right, and I have to agree with that. So you know, have you ever had a guest come on that was so nervous, because this has happened to me, that you've literally had to pull the information from? And you're just like, I can't get anything or any reaction or like.
That's usually when alcohol's involved.
That's me.
Can you still hear me? I'm so professional.
And you're trying to avoid dead air. So what do you do?
Well, you know, that's dead air. I love dead air. Well, when it gets dead, that's when something will just come out of my mouth.
Oh, no.
Not unlike a dime store whore. Things just come out and you just run with it. You just
kind of run with it. See, I'm not a fly by the seat of your pants kind of girl, so I'm just like,
why not?
I don't know. Sometimes I can roll with it, and then other times.
You're a lot more comfortable than you were when I first met you.
I am.
When I first met you, you were a little
nervous, right?
You were stiff. You were stiff.
I was very stiff.
And I think I even said something to you about that.
I'm like sitting here like you guys are talking about me.
No, she was very stiff at the very beginning, but I noticed that you've gotten very comfortable with it, and that's good.
Thank you so much. That's such a compliment.
Belly dancers walking past us.
I know. They're performers of some sort.
You see her smiling?
So where can people catch your, you said iTunes?
iTunes, Spreaker.com. Best place to go is uWcForLife.com. There is a tab right there that says podcast. Hit that up. The UWC TV has all of our videos up there.
Everything.
The main feed, when you first go on there, anything that we do new automatically hits the feed. So if Cookie did a blog or anybody else did a blog, it'll be on there. If you register, it acts like Facebook, and you can actually friend request people, make comments, everything. So
cool.
Yeah, there's also an app you can download right there for free on the app. If you have an Android phone, you're in. If you're an Apple phone, I'm sorry, you're a Nazi.
Oh, I'm in then. All right.
That's what I'm talking.
I'm the Nazi.
Yes, she is.
Do we have time for a game? What the heck? I hope that's.
You just called yourself a Nazi.
Yes, I do. I'm the Nazi. I have an apple.
We're going to play. He's drinking, I think he said tequila.
Yeah, there's some tequila.
He's not sharing his
You want some of this? You can have some. It's tequila silver. It's 5-hour energy and some water.
Oh, all right. We're going to play this game I got called Personally Incorrect.
Okay.
So
I've never heard of this.
This is the question. It's a very bad game.
Were you waiting for me to come over?
This is the question. These are the answers.
Okay.
And you just pick all 4 cards. You read the question and then you pick the best answer.
Okay.
You know what? How about this? For me, I'll do this differently. I'll do this differently.
Whatever you want, Tiger.
You're gonna pick the question and then I'll pick my answers and I'll answer it like that.
Okay.
Does that work?
Right. That sounds
I think you have a better voice than me.
All right. Oh, I gotta have my glasses because you know I'm blind.
So
and
I'm picking answers too.
Yeah. Well, after her question.
Okay.
Yes, I like this already. Okay.
Okay, are you ready?
I am.
The blender always has a hard time cutting through blank when Cookie makes her breakfast smoothie.
Oh, God.
I'm going to go with yeast infection for the win.
Life. What is life?
Go ahead.
Come on, we gotta play again. Come on, Cookie.
Right.
This is fun. I like this.
I know. This is
Where did you find this game? I need to do this game.
Spencer's.
Oh, I'm stealing this. I'm stealing this whole bit. I'm telling you right now. I'll credit you every
Anybody
time
can
I do
get
it, too.
Okay. Are we ready?
I don't want to see it.
Let's see. Tyger donated $1,000 to his favorite charity that supports blank in Africa.
Come on. Let's do this. What did I do?
How about that one?
A big bottle of lube.
Well, I have seen videos, so that is not inaccurate.
I was just going to say, that does sound like Tyger.
Yeah, it does.
You gotta help him out.
Oh my God, that was so fun. Thank you guys. It has been a blast hanging with Tyger and Cookie again, and it's always a pleasure and an honor. I am Allyson Murray, but before we go, we would like to give a very special thank you to our partners at Krypton Radio out of LA, Famous Faces and Funnies, Off the Chain Radio with Yvonne Mason, Space Coast Comics, Asylum Convention Entertainment Services with Heather Reed, our brand new friends at Embellish FX in Orlando, Florida. These are the folks that share our videos all over the World Wide Web, and we hope you will too. Don't forget to hit that like button, leave a comment, and let us know what you think of today's show and our guests. You can also check our guest links below. Remember to subscribe, log on, and stay tuned to see who we're hanging with next.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
That's funny. Oh, so you work with Heather.